In this module, we are taking a look at a critically important part of leadership, self-awareness. While many things contribute to healthy, effective leadership, self-awareness has been shown to be an accurate predictor of leadership success. All growth begins with self-awareness, so it's critical that you understand what it is and how to become more self-aware. Let's start by defining self-awareness and understanding its basic elements. In the simplest terms, self-awareness is about understanding what's going on inside of your mind and your heart. It means you are aware of the things you are thinking, feeling, and doing. Healthy self-awareness includes 5 basic elements. Awareness. You have a conscious knowledge of what is going on inside of you, beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, as well as your external actions. It may be obvious, but you can't skip this step. You can't change what you aren't aware of. Understanding. You can articulate what is causing you to think, feel, believe, and act the way you do. This takes time, especially if you're new to self-awareness. Give yourself space to reflect on the stories behind your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Communication. You can communicate your self-understanding so others can understand too. Being able to communicate what is going on inside of you will create meaningful connections and bring support from others with it. Honesty. You have an honest appraisal of the good and bad about yourself. Some people struggle admitting the good just as much as the bad. Don't discount either side. They both have value within self-awareness. Impact. You understand the impact you have on others and the environment around you. While this piece of self-awareness begins to cross over into social awareness, it's important to use information about how people respond to us to better understand how we are perceived in our day-to-day lives. Self-awareness is actually a foundational piece for a larger concept called emotional intelligence, something we will talk about in more depth in another module. We lead out of who we are, for better or worse. Who you are on the inside determines how you think, act, and speak. You have an impact on the people around you, regardless of what your role is. As leaders, though, that impact is magnified. And since no leader is perfect, that means you are reproducing the good and bad of yourself in those you are leading. It's tempting to skip straight to understanding how to impact and influence others. Plenty of leadership materials talk about that. It feels like the most important piece, but great leaders first take time and commit energy to leading themselves, especially when it would be easier not to. Leading ourselves first through the intentional practice of self-awareness makes room for grace and truth in our own lives. And from that foundation, we can develop the trust needed before we can bring grace and truth into the lives of others through our leadership.